You guys, my name is Esther. Esther is a very Jewish name for those of you who don't know. She was queen of the Jews, and actually the only chapter in the Bible named after a woman. And because I am so white and of Jewish descent, I am by far the worst dancer in the room. That's right. I'm an elbow flapping mama. Watch out. My elbows are sharp. That's how I make my room on the dance floor. Oh, yeah. Got a lot more of that coming for you. I'm going to be your hostess for the evening. Big thanks out to Chili Lime Brewery and JD. Thanks for having us. Thank you, bartenders, tip the servers, guys. They put up with a lot. We appreciate them letting us be here and try to make you laugh. Yeah. So I think they asked me to host tonight because nobody in their right mind would try to come up here and slap me. Because I come with bodyguards. 1.5 bodyguards to be exact, Marcos and Tom. Because Tom's a hemiplegic. You get it? He's the half person. Okay. All right. So we all saw the Oscars, right? Let's get it out of our system. Who's for Team Will? And who's for Team Chris? Team Will! Woo! Team Chris! Team Will! Team Chris! All right, we're done. We're done with that. I'm glad we got that settled because we are not at the Oscars, you guys. We are at an open mic. And let's keep an open mind. A lot of these people are up there for the first time, or they're trying new material, they're trying to work it out. So we're all just here for the sake of laughter. Everybody, let's just have a good time, and here we go. Thomas Pacheco. By the way, guys, I'll give you about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'll give you a light to wrap it up in about 60 seconds. Very funny man, Thomas.
Yeah.
Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight? Pretty good?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm doing good too. Thanks for asking, assholes. This is actually pretty hard for me to come up here and do this because I'm still like really new to this. And here's the thing, I love stand-up comedy and I love doing stand-up comedy. It's just I really hate public speaking. Like I always have hated public speaking. Like in school when we do icebreakers, I never liked that. You know, the teacher would be like, just stand up, say your name and like your hobby. Every time it was coming close to me, I was like, oh my God, what's my name again? Like I get so nervous. So yeah, I'm a comedian who has really bad stage fright. To put that to perspective, that'd be like a porn star who hated being naked on camera. Like it just, wouldn't go well. But I'm persevering, me and all the shy porn stars of the world. Yeah, so you guys, obviously everyone saw what happened at the Oscars the other night with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And honestly, I wanted to talk about that tonight. I want to come up here and talk about it. But then I changed my mind because I'm afraid if I do, someone might take one of my jokes too personal and then walk up here and slap me. So I'm just going to leave that. I will say this though, about it. Will Smith walked on stage in front of the whole world, or like the 20 viewers at the time, walked on stage, slapped the shit out of Chris Rock in the face, just fully assaulted him, and then like 20 minutes later in his acceptance speech was talking about being a vessel of love and how he just wants to spread love. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But that would be like a guy just beating the shit out of his wife and then immediately after going to a women's rights rally and giving a speech on feminism. Like it just wouldn't make sense. And originally I had like an abortion joke for that part, but I changed it because I figured that would be the joke that would get me slapped. So I changed it to wife beating, which is better, I hope. Oh yeah, so I got a haircut the other day, and thank you. Before I tell this story, I'll give a little backstory. I went to college. I did the whole college thing. I was in college for about 3 years. I didn't graduate, obviously, because I'm here. So I'm not in school right now, and as it stands, I'm also currently unemployed. I don't have a job. So I'm not in school and I don't have a job, just living the life. It's actually quite depressing, but whatever. So I was getting a haircut, and also on the topic of haircuts, I'm not like one of I don't have like a set barber. Like I don't have a person that I go to. You know how there's those people who are like, I'll never cheat on my barber. I love my barber. I'd never cheat on them. I guess if we're talking in those terms, I'm a little bit of a haircut whore because I'll just let anyone hit it. I don't give a fuck, Like I go to Great Clips for God's sake. Getting haircuts at Great Clips is like playing Russian roulette, except the one bullet is like a good haircut. So like 1 out of 6 will be a good haircut, and the rest you're just like, I guess I'll just wear hats or whatever. But yeah, so I was getting a haircut, and the lady cutting my hair, she was a super nice lady. She was like, "So, are you on spring break?" And in that moment, I was so close to just being like, yeah. Like I just wanted to say yes. Just that'd be it. It'd be over with. But I know for a fact that spring break was like 2 weeks ago because I have cousins and friends who are in school, and I didn't know if she also might have known that. Plus, I just didn't want to lie to this woman. I just didn't want to lie to her. So I was like, I'm actually not in school right now. And she's like, oh, okay. And then there was like a little bit of a silence, and then she's like, so you're just working then? And I was like, yeah, I'm just working, just always working all the time. Just completely lied to her for no reason. I didn't have to. And she's like, oh, nice, where do you work? And I have no idea why this was the first place that came to my head. Because like I literally never go here. I've been here 2 times in my life maybe. So I don't know why this was the first place that just came out of my mouth. But she was like, where do you work? And I was like, Hobby Lobby, like just the most random fucking place. I was like, I'm Hobby Lobby. And she was like, oh, really? I love that place. And I was like, oh, of course you do. She's like, I'll go there expecting to be there for like 5 minutes. And then I'm there for like an hour just shopping for arts and crafts stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's what we sell. So, and then she was like, maybe I'll see you there next time. And I was like, maybe. I'm always working. So there's a good chance you'll see me there. I was so afraid, though, that she's going to be like, oh, my God, my sister works there or something like that. And at that point, I was too deep in, if she had said that, to be like, I'm actually lying. I don't work at Hobby Lobby. I made that up. So if she would have said that, I would have had to keep going with the lie. But luckily, she didn't. But like on a serious note, I do need to get a job. And after what happened that day, this was only a few days ago. After what happened that day, and I swear to God, this is true. I'm not even making this up. After that day, I went and I applied at Hobby Lobby. So I'll let you guys know what happened. Thank you.
Really nice guy. He's been coming up for a few Wednesdays every now and then. And then next up, we have a very interesting lady. She has come here before with the name Tasha. And tonight, she is here to represent herself as Misty. Give a big round of applause for Misty.
Thanks, Esther. It's actually Miss D, but that's okay. I don't know how many of you know me, but I'm just a normal, quiet girl. Well, I don't know who keeps coming in here with my face on and acting wild. You know, the one with all the makeup. She is such a slut. But if you want to get her a message, just let me know. You guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about aging. Whether it's your experience or simply a cautionary tale, okay? Because there are some things that happen to you as you age you should know about. You start taking pills to make some things happen, take pills to keep other things from happening. You're losing hair where you want it, you're getting it in places you don't want it. You can't see shit, you can't hear shit, you can't shit. And then hair, don't even get me started about hair. Oh, well, have you heard about flyaway hair? Yeah, well, mine just flew all the way off my fucking head. I don't even hang out with tall people anymore, It looks good tonight, though, right? Because it looks good every time I wear this wig. Okay, you know what style is in that I love right now? Is bald head with a beard. Love it, right? Because I'll be sporting that shit anytime now. I'll tell you what. And the hair, I mean, I wish the hair on my head grew as fast as the hair under my arms. I mean, doesn't it seem, girls, like after about 2 weeks, you could braid that shit? No, I'm exaggerating. But maybe a little side part and a flip, right? Oh, but then, you know, I'm trying to keep up with all the hair. Really, I'd love to just be able to be dipped from the neck down. But after years of being natural, I decided to start shaving my bush. You guys, I didn't know the shower could feel like that. Who knew my pants could fit like that? Oh, but here are a few signs that you are aging, okay? You have knee highs. Shapewear. You know those shopping carts, those new ones they have, the old people shopping carts with the shelf that's up here? So I don't have to worry that I'm gonna have a stroke while I'm bending down, getting my bran cookies and evaporated milk. You know. When you go shopping, you don't want to even try to get something off a low shelf. Because if you squat down, oh, let's see if this will work. You gotta do a little bounce to get back up. Oh, and you look in the mirror and you go, that's new. And it's never a good new now, is it? You know, when you were about 14, seeing something that was a little bigger or rounder or hairier was pretty cool. 40, 50 years later, yeah, not so much. Well, how about this, ladies? You go into a store and you're dealing with somebody and it's going great right up to the end, and he says, thank you, ma'am. I mean, it's okay. You know, you're from the South, you were in the military, I'm your customer, I get it. But if we're a man, we know we're a man, don't we, ladies? We don't need that reminder. And I said to him, man, you don't want me calling you sir. You want me calling you daddy. Oh, okay, some signs that you're getting older. You always have some supplies around. Oh, wait. I'm old, but I'm still kinky. But you always got a spare tissue, right? Okay, another example. No one has ever offered me a White Claw. Okay? No, I don't, because I know how that would go, Esther. It's not good for either of us. But I do still like to go out sometimes, you know, go out dancing. And you see the kids are doing all these wild moves and shit. You get older and your shit gets all cool. Do that zero impact dancing. All right, y'all be cool. Thank you.
Hey guys, let's give it up for Miss D. That was awesome. Moving along, all right. You guys, we got a great comedian coming up here. He's one of the Wayward originals. He does all the filming and editing and all that. He's an awesome guy, great comedian. Give a warm round of applause for TJ Jones.
Give it up for your host, Esther Coker, everybody. How's it going, everybody? Doing good? Yeah, I'm kind of fat. I just turned 50, and I decided I would try and, improve upon myself. This happened because I was getting out of the shower recently. Sorry for the mental image. And I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I just thought, oh man, that's a fucking bummer, dude. I look like a scarecrow if a scarecrow was made from a bag of dead hamsters with a volleyball for a head. I look like a fat Nosferatu. Oh, I got a new one. I look like a hipster Baron Harkonnen. I knew you'd like that. But I am single. All this is totally available. Yeah, ladies, guys, whatever. I don't care. At this point, I don't care. I'm not lonely. My friends keep telling me I should go on Tinder, and I can't do it, man. I just can't do it. Tinder is just all lies. That's all you do on Tinder is just lie. Tinder is like fishing. You know what I mean? You ever seen a fish in the water though? It's beautiful. It's colorful. It's graceful. It's in its element. But when you get the fish into the boat, it does not look like that. You know what I mean? The fish won't shut up about how much it likes Maroon 5. Or it just keeps going on and on about how great Rick and Morty is. Before the pandemic, actually, I was dating somebody. Yeah, I know it was a surprise to me too. What I realized about myself during that whole thing, though, was that I am one of the most unavailable and uncharismatic people in the world. You know, like the whole time we were dating, I was just completely like awkward and nervous all the time, or anytime I was around her. And it didn't bother her at all because she was drinking the whole time. And I don't drink, but she was drinking the whole time. And she would always ask me, does it bother you that I'm drinking? And I was like, look, with every drink that you take, your ability to make good choices diminishes. And you sorry. Your ability to make good choices diminishes and your standards are lower. So it works for me. You know what I mean? I drank a Bang soda recently. Anybody else had a Bang soda? No? I'm not surprised that you haven't heard of it or tried it because they're fucking terrible. I was at work and all of my friends, my coworkers, they're not really my friends. They were drinking these sodas and they just seemed to be really enjoying them. Like, wow, these are so good. These are great. And so I tried one. First of all, they come in these like terrible flavors like birthday cake or unicorn urine. I think the one I tried was called Sour Patch Abortion or something like that. And I had no idea that there was like crystal meth overdose levels of caffeine in these sodas. And I drank it really, really fast. And then the next thing I knew, I was standing in my boss's office arguing with an inspirational poster. Something like, you don't know what the fuck I'm going through! You hang in there, motherfucker! So watch out for those sodas. So I did a really heroic thing last week after I left here. Yeah, I was on my way to Chick-fil-A, and I didn't go. Actually, I'm lying. I did go. I really don't feel like I should be made to feel guilty about going to Chick-fil-A because we've all been in that situation where we have to go get fast food, like maybe we're on a road trip or something like that, or we just have to go get fast food somewhere. I know about their policies and everything like that, but pretty sure I've seen gay people in Chick-fil-A. I think they do it when they're trying to be naughty. But they're not open on fucking Sundays. That's a reason to boycott them. Boycott them on Sundays. There you go. Wow, that went really good, folks. I'm so glad that I came out tonight. One more. I'll do one more. Do I have time to do one more? Okay. I know that I don't really do topical comedy or anything like that. I don't do political stuff but I know that everybody's been watching the news and we're all aware of what's going on and it's on everybody's minds. We see it every day and I just felt like I should address it. I don't really understand why everybody likes the show Euphoria so much. I think it's a terrible show. All the characters on it are just terrible, terrible people. And I hope Rue dies of an overdose, at this point. Not Zendaya, she seems great, whatever. But the only character on that show that's likable at all is the brain-damaged drug dealer. He's the only good character on that show. I don't think anybody ever has seen Euphoria. What's weird is that even though I hate this show as much as I do, I've seen every fucking episode of this show. I can't stop watching it. And HBO has trapped me into this situation. But something I realized, though, is that they've done this to me before. In 2006 with a show called True Blood. Anybody remember True Blood? It's the worst fucking show ever. God, that show was fucking awful. It was so bad. Silky Stackhouse. My name's Silky Stackhouse. I like to fuck vampires. We're in Shreveport, Louisiana. But I just hated that show so much. I've seen every episode of that show. Yeah, I have. Thanks a lot, folks. Have a good night. Give it up for your host, Adam Coker.
big round of applause for TJ Jones, a very funny comedian. He actually will be playing at the next Tumbleweed show for Wayward Comedy, April 9th. Come check us out. I think it's $5. It's less than the cost of a beer. All right, moving on. We got a very funny female comedian. She's talented. She's wonderful in every way. Give a big round of applause for Catherine Myros.
Thank you so much. Gosh, it's amazing when people say nice things about you, especially in front of a crowd. Speaking of nice things, I've been doing stand-up for maybe about 6 months now, and I gotta give a big shout out to DJ, but where did you go? Because I have a question for you. Do middle-aged men just like pick a style of hat and stick with it for the rest of their lives? Does that happen in your 20s, or when does that occur exactly? Anyways, speaking of old people, I honestly, don't worry, I asked him to roast him, I swear. But speaking of old people, I personally cannot wait to be old. To be honest, it sounds great, because I don't know if you've noticed, but old people don't have to give a fuck. And I gotta be honest, I think they've kind of earned it. Like, if you think about how much fuckery and how many bad days you have gone through, your grandparents have probably gone through at least 3 times that, assuming that fuckery occurs at a steady yet constant rate. Whew. I prefer dollar bills when I'm being thrown money at on stage. The coins tend to hurt. But no, I can't wait to be old. Like, I remember sitting in my grandparents' house, and my grandma would be gossiping about whatever was going on. My grandpa would be watching the same old fucking Western he'd seen probably 100 times in the same chair. My grandma would be like, you know, I didn't see Mary Beth take communion at Mass the other day. I think she's cheating on her husband. Isn't that right, Francis? And my grandpa would not even like budge his eyes from the screen, and he'd be like, "Ugh." And that was it. And the conversation would go on like that was a totally acceptable addition to the conversation. And on the ride home, my mom would be like, "Oh my God, Grandpa was really talkative today, wasn't he?" Like, excuse me? Like, I can't wait for that kind of freedom where my social like requirements are that low. I would never have to talk to one of those Zodiac girls ever again. You guys know what I'm talking about, obviously. And I mean, I'm not talking about like the girls who like, you know, they're in their car, they bump over a car, boop, oh, Mercury's in retrograde. No, that's fine. I don't care. You are harmless. I'm talking about the people who use this as a ridiculous excuse. Like, I one time met someone, I'm going to use a different name, but she was like, you know, I don't know what Chet expected. I'm a Gemini. Of course I'm not going to be faithful. Like, no, Ashlyn, you're not faithful because you're a fucking selfish asshole. I don't think you really need an explanation for that. But a slightly more tolerable, thanks. Especially applause from white men mean the most to me. Thank you again. But on a slightly more tolerable group of people, I think, are the people who celebrate their birthday for like the entire fucking month of their birthday. And if that's, oh, girl, y'all. Okay, well. Yes. Please don't come up and slap me. That's all I ask. Okay. But here's the thing. I feel like you guys are the type of people who buy the birthday balloons with the numbers on them just to like post on your Instagram. And you're like, here's to another year. And it's like, I'm sorry, but having a birthday is literally the least interesting thing about you. Literally everything that has ever lived has a birthday. It's the stupidest excuse I have ever heard to be selfish and self-centered ever. I mean, this is worse than like the shitty excuses I come up with to miss my shift. I'm actually kind of bad about that. Like, the moment someone mentions something remotely more interesting than showing up to work, I'm texting my manager immediately. Like, I've been shitting all night and I don't want to be shitting at work. Good luck. But I mean, I don't know what my manager expects. I am a Sagittarius, so. All right, thank you guys so much.
Big round of applause for Catherine. Great job. As a Gemini, I can honestly say I've never cheated on my boyfriend, so fuck that stereotype. Never, ever. Next up, we got a local favorite. His name is Red Flag. Come on down. Woo. Keep clapping so he gets up here. Yeah. Just the red carpet.
Michelle Lujan Grisham eats children. I usually don't know how to start off, but I don't want to go with the whole, hey Santa Fe, you heard that, you know? Some lady told me Michelle Lujan Grisham eats children. I'm not going to debate her. I don't got the info to say, nah, but this. So when you go home to your significant others tonight, you tell them, hey, this guy got up there and said Michelle Lujan Grisham eats children. I'm just kidding. None of you have significant others. Knock, knock.
Who is it?
Unloaded gun.
Unloaded gun, who?
Alec Baldwin's got an unloaded gun. Get the fuck down!
Still relevant?
Apparently, Epstein's property is going up for sale. Did you hear about this? Do you know about this? A cool 25 mil. I still think that's kind of steep, considering the property is hunted by hundreds of busted hymens. Hillary Clinton's in the news again. Hillary Clinton's again advocating for war with Russia. She wants us to nuke ourselves. She doesn't care. I mean, seriously, folks, has there ever been a war that didn't get her pussy wet? You guys look like good people. You look like kind people. You guys look like you do good things in life. You're not degenerates like me. You guys ever run into high school classmates you graduated with? Yeah, that's a normal person. I think most of you actually go, hey, I remember you, and then you do the fake conversation where you care, and then you never talk again. I go out of my way to avoid people like that. One guy I went to English class was like, no, you're Francisco. I'm like, no, sir, I just got out of prison for armed robbery. I gotta avoid that conversation, no matter what. I don't like talking to people. It's a waste of time. What's crazy? You know what's going on? What's crazy? Fucking what happened? I'm not gonna do a typical Chris Rock, Will Smith joke. You already heard that shit. But what blows my mind is people think they have the mandate to go attack comedians now. Just because you don't like a joke, you can go slap them, or you can go assault them just because your feelings got hurt. And you know what I gotta say to those people? You know what I gotta say to those people? Do it. Go slap the fuck out of them. Do it. Shoot them. There's too many comedians. Like Barney the dinosaur said, only the fittest will survive. Thank you.
Thank you, Red Flag. Woohoo! All right, moving along, guys. We have a very funny comedian. He just performed at the last Tumbleroot show for Wayward Comedy, a local favorite here, and he just turned 40. Like me. Come on up, Reflex. Give her a big, well, you know what I'm going to say, right? 2 W's in a row. I can't do it.
He just turned 40!
That's about the response I expected. Thank you. How about these gas prices, guys? How about these fucking gas prices? These gas prices are so high, it's making me want to up my dick sucking game. Just so I have it in my back pocket, just, in case I need a gallon. Because right now, my dick sucking game, it's non-existent, let me just tell you. Never put a penis in my mouth, ever. Thought about it. Thought about putting my penis in my mouth, plenty. But sadly, with this guy, I'm never going to reach. That that joke was for Esther. She's like, I hit one more dick joke, and I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm like, all right, let's talk about dicks and gas prices. So I learned on Monday that I have a disability because I'm bald. Apparently, there was a bunch of people on the internet saying that Chris Rock was ableist, and I didn't know what the fuck that meant, right? So I was like, I'm bald. You're making fun of me, you fucking ableist piece of shit. You ableist motherfucker. And then they're like, really? I'm like, you have a disability? I'm like, is that what that means? So I looked it up, and apparently it's the able body discriminating against the non-able body. And I thought I can go get a fucking handicap placard. No, it did not work. Those fuckers laughed at me more than everyone laughed at fucking Chris Rock's outdated G.I. Jane joke. I mean, come on, G.I. Jane? That joke was so old, they used to give my grandpa hand jobs behind the Piggly Wiggly for 5 cents. Yeah. I would have been like, hey, Jada's just back from defending Wakanda, everybody. You know? That would have been better. Or if you're going to go old school, you got to be like, hey, Jada's back from ripping a picture of the Pope on SNL. See, that's what I said. If you're gonna go old, you gotta go really old, you know? And then he starts singing "Nothing Compares to You" till Will comes and slaps him. But the funny thing was, all these women that are like, oh, fucking women are equal and all this shit. They're like, why couldn't she just fucking defend herself, right? Everyone, instead of them being like, oh, Jada could have stood up for herself. They're like, oh, my panties got so wet. They just got so drenched. It's like someone opened a fire hose in my panties when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. It was like gusher. You know, it was like just the fucking ooze. You know, on Ghostbusters 2, when they're drenching the Statue of Liberty. That's how my panties got. When a man stood up for Jada. Fuck Jada, all right? We're all bald. We're all losing our hair. No one gives a fuck, right? People have been making fun of me for being fat and for losing my hair, you know? No one gives a shit. Anyone gonna start a campaign over some fat asshole losing his hair? No. But you know, some rich lady who doesn't have to worry about anything in her life, yeah, let's all cry about that. Because we have nothing better to do, right? It's really weird because on this side, this guy's laughing a lot, and then on this side, people are like, fuck Jada. Can you say that? Can you say fuck Jada? She's black. It's not because she's black, it's because she's bald. We can make fun of our own, okay? If she is Mexican, I can make fun of her for that. Sorry guys. I just, I woke up. I've been sick with, I had a bacterial infection in my intestines, so I was dying for the last 2 weeks. And it's nice to be out, you know. It's not contagious, Isabel, don't worry. Did you say don't tell us?
Yeah. Like, don't tell us.
She's like, don't tell. No, I'm not gonna tell you the intricacy. Other than when I went to the doctor, he's like, so this is what's going on in your bowels. And he pretty much drew my colon on the fucking paper. This is not even fake, it's the truth. You know the fucking butcher paper they put you on? He drew that shit. I'm like, oh, so that's what my colon looks like, right? And this is what's affected? Great. Can I take this home and put it up on my fridge? He let me put it up on my fridge. If you guys want to come to my house, it's there. Although, you know, with you knowing my dick sucking game is at 0, you probably wouldn't want to come to my house. Wait till it gets better, all right? My pussy eating game, a little better. Not really. As you can tell, all my game is at 0. And that's my time. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Felix. Yay, let's give a big round of applause for Felix. He's always really a great guy. Next up, we have another original Wayward member. Very funny guy.
You know, guys, I'm really upset about this whole Will Smith slap thing. Mostly because I was having a lot of fun talking about Ukraine. It was a blast. World War III is so much more fun than whatever Will Smith has got going on in his life.
That's right.
I had fun facts about Ukraine. Does anyone know about Transnistria? It's a country inside of another country you've never heard of. Moldova. It's a little bit like an old Soviet museum right on the border of Ukraine and Moldova. And I slayed with that fun fact. I was so interested in conversations. Fuck. Anyone else like Harry Potter? I was kind of into Harry Potter, but my aunt, I was reading through the 5th Harry Potter book. My aunt bought it, was like, Sam, I'll finish it quick. I'll keep your page. Don't worry. And that bitch lost my fucking page. So I ended up being a 1984 kid. Yeah, when they put the sorting hat on me, it said proletariat. Thank you. So there's too much sugar in shit.
Yeah.
Like you go open and get a Pepsi, it was like what, like 43 grams of sugar in there. That's an irresponsible amount of sugar. I don't know how to put that much sugar into a drink. A child would get exhausted putting that much sugar into a drink. I don't know where my measuring spoons are, so it's pretty rough. I have to make my lemonade 1 scoop at a time. And it's not just like a fucking irresponsible amount of sugar, it's a diabolical amount of sugar. That's the kind of amount of sugar a supervillain would put in there. And you know, the thing is, you know, I get it, you got like too much corn, you don't want to play anything else, you're too lazy to start something new. And it's evil. But you know, it's a little lazy. If I had more money than God and controlled all the food, I'd be fucking awful, dude. I'd be aesthetically evil. I'd have skulls and shit. I'd walk like, yeah, I'm the bad guy. I have more money than God. You know, like if you have more money than God, and the worst thing you come up with is Mountain Dew. What the fuck are you doing? I create superheroes. So I'd be a supervillain, but I make my superhero just kind of like a lame nerd. I'd be like a cool guy. I take acting classes. Again, more money than God. I'm gonna be good at acting. I wouldn't be a lazy billionaire. I'd be a better Jeff Bezos. I promise you, I'd be a better Jeff Bezos. I want a superhero like fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a total tweak. I feel bad for the first person Spider-Man's gonna have sex with. Because the whole thing with Spider-Man is that he doesn't know what he's doing. He's always just making shit up. He's always got these little quips like, well, Dr. Octopus, I thought octopuses had 8 legs. And suck my balls, Electro. I don't want to be in any room where someone's going to be like, oh, it's about to be a sticky situation. Get the fuck out of my house, nerd. He's got no one to learn what from. Tony Stark, total asshole, right?
Yeah.
Captain America, he's never had sex. And we would know if it got bigger. And, you know, even though he's still big and green, but he's still an angry white man. So professionally, while I'm a firefighter, here's the thing. I'm a waste of taxpayer money and a hero. But in reality, I sleep in a truck all day and then I masturbate in a tent. My captain was like, Sam, you're putting your tent so far away. What's up? And I was like, I'm just prioritizing my mental health. We've been doing classes recently about weather and shit. And let me tell you, here's the thing about firefighters is that they can do a full 16-hour day. And they're exhausted, but they're walking back to camp. They're joking, they're laughing, they're slapping each other on the ass. They're having a good time. You put a room full of wildland firefighters in a room and prepare for 8 hours, they walk out of there like they survived the fucking Holocaust. There's no life in their eyes. They're just like, what just happened? I was still for 8 hours. Oh my God. I got to be Smokey the Bear once. That was a lot of fun. Here's the thing about being Smokey the Bear. It's like, imagine you have a child that says weird shit all the time. And it's like, better put him in dance class so he can express himself kinetically. And while I was Smokey, you know, it's weird. You can't talk. You can barely see. And all these kids are excited to see me, except this one little girl. She's weirded out. This is weird for her. They both make eye contact. And maybe it wasn't just some simple, this is a weird situation emotion. Maybe she was a very powerful empath. She was like, dude, this is weird for me too. I know, like she was like, this guy recently was unemployed, can't pass a drug test, he works for the federal government. We're all having a good time here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam Lynch, you guys. All right, moving along. Our next comedian is a very funny guy. He was actually at the February Tumble Root show. He's a local favorite, and we love him dearly. God damn it, this is why I can't do roast comedy, because I'm like, I gotta like compliment everybody. He's a fucking asshole. Come watch this. Here, he's gonna make jokes, this asshole. Million, here you go.
Thank you. It's awesome. Esther said my name and everything. That's how you know we're friends. She knows my name. Like a couple weeks ago, I was in a show where the host didn't know me, and he just looked at the list and he was like, now, give it up for Sad Bob Ross. And that is branding I can lean into. I could do something with that. I could go on like TikTok and start a thing, you know, Sad Bob Ross. Just we're gonna paint a sad little tree over here. Doesn't matter where. Life is meaningless and decisions are futile. Remember, there are no happy accidents except for the ones that release us from this mortal nightmare. I think that could go places, guys. There's money in that. Called in sick to work today. I told them I wasn't feeling well. And I know tomorrow we're going to have that conversation, you know, where I have to be like, yeah, no, it's not COVID. Yeah, no, I know something's going around. And I can't just be like, it's called depression. You know, like, I wasn't feeling well. I couldn't do it. So I got out of bed and I walked into the kitchen. I saw that pile of dishes there, and I was like, you know, I could do these dishes, start my day, and start feeling better, and really get something going. Or I could starve to death, and then I don't have to go to work tomorrow either. It's okay. I'm in therapy. It's fine. I'm in therapy. I had to start going to therapy because rage is my favorite emotion. It's the best one, you have to admit. As a man raised in our society, I don't know what to do with sadness, so I just yell about it, you know? That's what we were taught to do. It just makes everything better, you know? Like when I was at Trader Joe's and some dumb motherfucker would be like, is this butter gluten-free? It's butter! You know, like suddenly I'm in charge, like, and everyone calms down a little bit. I don't know. I loved it. Except, so the problem with therapy is you start analyzing your rage as you're having it, like before you even start screaming. It's like decaf rage. It's like my doctor says it's better for me. What the fuck is the point, you know? Like, why am I even doing this? Maybe I should just start volunteering. Go vegan or something. You know, one of my vegan friends was posting his food the other day, and I noticed he just like puts garlic in everything. And I was like, well, if you're gonna put garlic in everything, you know, I'll keep an open mind. That's fine. Like that's something we can at least agree on, right? Like veganism splits a room pretty hard, but hey, they put garlic in everything. They're just like us. Sorry, too many white people. You guys didn't get that. That's fine. Got him. No, I think all my trust issues can be traced back to the Fox and the Hound. I don't want to go into this with some of you that remember that fuck. Do you guys remember the Fox and the Hound? Yeah. The most fucked up Disney movie? Yes. The one where it's about a fox and a hound who meet when they're pups and they make friends and they're really good buddies and it's great and it's a really happy movie for like an hour and then they grow up and the hound is like a hunting hound. And he, like his master wants to shoot the fox, and he's like trying to help catch him, and he kind of helps him get away. But like the moral of the fucking story at the end is they just can't be friends. It's like if Bambi was just like that beginning where it's deer and its mom, and it's like an hour of that movie, and then at the end they shoot Bambi's mom at the end. Like that's what the fucking Fox and the Hound was. And I think that's why I'm fucked up today. I did have an epiphany about something the other day on St. Patrick's Day. Posas was offering a corned beef and potato burrito. Yeah, that sounds amazing, right? Corned beef and potatoes and cheese, and here's the best part: red or green chili, right? Or Christmas or whatever you want. And it turns out that corned beef and green chili is like fucking coffee and cigarettes, you guys. It's like the best fucking two things. You gotta go get some, like go to the fucking pantry and just get their corned beef, but also chili. I think corned beef and green chili is like the most convincing argument for world peace actually being a good idea. Like, you know what I mean? All right. Yeah, that's pretty weak. You're right. So in all honesty, I actually haven't worked since December. It's been amazing. But on Friday, I do have to go back to work, and I'm pretty understandably miserable about it. I do have a really cool job, though. I'm kind of looking forward to it a little bit. I work at an RV park out on the end of town. For some really cool people, they fuck with the RV residents. You know what I mean? Like it's like a luxury vacation park, right? So most of those across the country are very well labeled, and it's like park here, and here's your thing, and this is this. And John came in one day and told me, he's like, I like to fuck with them a little. So there's no signs anywhere, and you just kind of have to. It's great. You if you're too stupid to figure it out for yourself, you're going to be doomed. And that's good. I don't know if you guys know RV people. They're a weird group. They're like descendants of people who failed at the Oregon Trail. You know what I mean? They got to Kansas and Jebediah died, and I guess we're from Kansas now. Anyway, I won't keep you here much longer, but the main thing about them is they come in, before the mask mandate went away, they'd like to argue about it with me. And invariably, they would argue for 10 minutes, and then that would end, and they'd be like, oh, well, now we're in Santa Fe, what should we do? Thought you motherfuckers did your own research. Jesus Christ. My whole life they've been telling me I'm going to burn in hell. Little did I know it's because they were going to turn the planet into one. Fuck me, right? I guess God works in mysterious ways. Anyway, give it up for Esther.
Million, one of my favorite people, very nice guy, very funny guy. On that note, April 1st, yeah, poor Million has to go back to work on Friday, April 1st. You know what else?
Oh, that's right, it is
Friday,
April.
April 1st is. Yeah, we get to buy weed recreationally, legally. Yeah, sales start at my house around 4 p.m. on Friday. If you guys want to come by, it'll be legal. It's all legit now. We can make it work out. All right, we're getting into uncharted territory. I don't know some of these names, but I hope you guys can enlighten me. Thank you for scribbling and making my life harder. Let's go with Michael Petty. TV? I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. There's no way I can put it in.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you don't want to.
I'm sorry you didn't. I'm sorry you didn't. Good evening.
Oh, you're asking. You gotta hold it close to your face.
Good evening, friends.
There we go.
My name is Michael Peavy, and I am a monologuist, a reciter of things. That is to say, a stand-up comic that isn't funny. And, well, I will mention in passing that they legalized marijuana on my birthday, which is tomorrow. The governor didn't sign it into law until the following day, but the legislature voted for it on my birthday, and that counts. Here's Michael Pepe's ad. Got a problem? We get to the friendly people. People touching people. People rubbing against people. People developing the nuclear first strike capability to incinerate people. Sound like a flash in the pan? It's gotta be. You won't settle for less. And now, you won't have to. Because you're you. And you've got needs greater and more earth-shaking than your grandfather could have dreamed. How do we keep bringing them to you, year after year, bigger and better? By applying the technology of tomorrow on the consumers of today. The now people. People on the go. Going from smart shopper to new low value in the time it takes to dial our number. So call now, won't you? for more of what you've come to expect from us. Style, mood, assertive, pretty, white. As white as the complexion of our finest women, grown right here by our special process. A process that's been in use since our very first mom and pop operation. You know, when we first got into this business, we didn't know much more than you. Like you, we thought there was a world out there. A world that needed meaning, value. A world that needed a better product. Nah. There's just you. And you want to know something. You want to know just what it is that you're supposed to do with your life. It doesn't much matter what it is, so long as it's the right thing. That's okay? It's natural. Everybody wants to do the right thing. Or at least failing that, maybe you can get away with the thing that makes you happy. That's what we are, the happy people. Happy to live in a world of images. Images of war, family, crime. Fun images to help wash away those unsightly self-images. After all, you're what everything's here for, right? You're what we're here for. That's why we made everything. That's why everything made you. And that's why you made us. Who are we? We're you. Thank you, y'all. Good night.
Thank you very much, guys. All right, let's give a more round of applause for our next comedian. He's a local favorite. We love him very much. He's very active in the film industry and adorable as fuck. Give a big clap for Lucas Coravada.
Girlfriend, give a hand to her. She was my therapist before she knew she was my therapist. She helped me out. Okay, so give a hand to all the comedians tonight. Give a hand to all of them. Because it takes balls to get on stage. In my case, they're tucked. They really are. You have no fucking thank you, girlfriend. She knows what it's like to be tucked. Hold on 1 second. I gotta put my bra up. You know, so I had a pimple down here. I'm just gonna be real. Can I be real with you? Can I be real with you? I had a pimple down here, and I had a boyfriend, and he's like, oh shit, is that a third nipple? Oh, you have no idea. He went down on me like nobody's business. You're fucking kidding. I'm not. He went down on me and he's like, oh shit, I love you, girlfriend. I was like, wait, I got a dick. I do sometimes. Boyfriend in the white cap. I have a dick sometimes. You boyfriend, it's okay. I was in Puerto Vallarta. I had a show. I did 9 shows in Puerto Vallarta. I was so fabulous. I'll tell you, one of the shows was for all gay men on a nude beach. And they said, you imagine your audience naked. I didn't have to, they already were. Fuck, it was fantastic. Really, they were all naked, nude, on the beach. I said, I've got a standing ovation. They were all standing and jerking off. Who gives a shit? She's laughing. Who cares? She got the joke. None of you did. It's okay. You guys are straight assholes. I don't care. Thank you so much, darling. I don't know what your name is, but I will get your name. What's your name? Anna. Anna Star. I Anna. Okay, so whose birthday is it here? Any birthday? Oh, fuck you guys. No birthdays? It's my birthday then. I turned 41. I know. I turned 41, and all my ex-boyfriends are like, what the fuck? You look like you're 22. I'm Grindr, assholes. You guys are so goddamn straight. Not you. You get the joke. You get the joke. You get it, right? You got friends. It's okay. I go back to Puerto Vallarta in 2 months, so I don't give a shit about you guys. You pay me $1,500. You got $1,500? You do. He's got $1,500. He'll pay me, and I've got a warm pussy. It's okay. It's called the boy pussy. I don't give a shit. Whatever. He's laughing. Really? Oh my God, I've never had this audience before. Everyone's paying attention. Not even like my parents. They're, what the fuck did you just say on stage? Fuck you. Blah, blah, blah. My parents are amazing. I do love my parents. Okay, so my mom asked me for Thanksgiving, she said, what's the worst joke you have about me? And I said, do you want to know? You, in the red glasses, do you want to know? And I said, the last time I saw pussy, I was coming out of it. That's the fucking goddamn truth. I never want to see pussy again, girlfriend, ever. It scared me so badly, I never want to see it again. Ever. Oh my God, I do have an audience. All of you are amazing. Okay, so I'm staying at Sage Hotel because I stay every single Wednesday at room 109. So if anyone wants to fuck me, that's the place that I'm staying. No bullshit, bitch. That's where I'm staying. I don't give a shit. I had 3 black guys, amazing black guys. They had 8-inch cocks. I don't care. I don't care about you. You do have a big cock. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I want to find out, and I would love to find out. Million. I would really love to find out if he has a big cock. I hope he does, Brett. I hope he does, but I don't give a shit. Fuck it. I will find out later tonight. You're a gorgeous man too. I don't care. Anyway, I am done. So, you give me a dick, I will tell you the inch. So, my first job, I will tell you, you girlfriend, you're amazing. My first job was at Cook's Home Hardware and Lumber Emporium, where you can get screwed, hammered, and laid all on the first date. Anyway, on aisle 18, and I did that. Do you want to fucking know? I did that. And they're like, faux fuck, you can't do that, Lucas. They transferred me from lumberyard into accounting the next day. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not fucking bullshitting. And do you want to know? HR called me and they're like, you gotta move. You gotta move. HR, fuck you, HR. I sucked his dick too. It's okay. It's okay. What the fuck? Tell me your name, girlfriend. Alia. I don't give a shit. You're amazing. Okay, so I got the light. How much time do I have, actually? I've got 60 seconds. You know, guys do not come in 60 seconds.
Yeah, they do.
They do. And all of these bitches will affirm that. This bitch will affirm that too. They do come in 60 seconds. And I go to hotel room 106. No. 109. At Sage Inn. Every night. Wednesday nights. That's my show. I am Lucas Corbata. I love you guys. Fabulous. Thank you. He's in my.
Thank you, Lucas. love him very much. He's always awesome in so many ways. All right, coming up next, guys. Yeah, you know, like 106, 109. How could you get those numbers mixed up, right? And I think Brian Brett does have a big dick. I don't know, but like Santa Fe is a small town. I know everybody, and everybody talks about everybody, and I heard. So I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just doing my duties as a hostess. Coming up next, we're gonna go into uncharted waters, and I say that because somebody scribbled their name. I see a Z and an H, Zachariah Herrera. All right, come on down. You guys, give a warm welcome. We're here to support laughter, right?
Thank you. You got it, right. If anyone wants to slap me, please wait till the end because I'd love to get your number. I've actually done this before. I performed in New York when I lived there. So everybody assumes I'm really good at it. They're like, it went really well. I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm here. New York is a place of new experiences, so while I was there, I thought I'd give it a shot. I tried sleeping with the same person consistently. The funny thing about sleeping with the same person consistently is you have to learn really important things about one another, like what they like, what they don't like, what their name is. So I was seeing this girl, and at one point we're having sex, and as soon as we finish, I stand up, I'm butt naked, and she looks at me and she says, "God, you remind me so much of my brother." I feel like that could have been better timed, maybe not said at all. Comparing me to your 10-year-old brother doesn't make me feel great. I'm working with what I've got. I do my best. But in the spirit of honesty, I looked her in the eyes and I was honest. I was like, yeah, you also really remind me of your older sister. Older, specifically. I feel like I have to clarify that after the 10-year-old. So the thing about me is I exclusively and successfully date older women, which is the perfect revenge scheme, if you're wondering, because anyone in my age group, if you fuck with me, I will fuck your mom. And some people try to fight me on that. Thank you. Some people try to fight me on that. They're like, my mom's happily married. I'm like, it's okay. I'm not picky. You can watch. That's the thing. Is like, yeah, it's like, I know exactly what category of Pornhub your parents are in, and now so do you. Speaking of Pornhub, I was having a conversation with my grandma. I know I shouldn't start that way, but it only makes sense. So my grandma and I are having a conversation, and she looks at me and she says, "God, you look just like James Dean." And I, on reflex, said, "The porn star?" And my grandma went, "The porn star? No, I meant like James Dean, you know, Rebel Without a Cause." And I was like, "Oh, I might have seen the remaster, Rebel with a Big Cock." Sorry, Grandma, that you and I have to know each other in this way. I actually, as much as I've joked about it so far, I am not a huge fan of porn. It's really not something that appeals to me in particular. I happened to have a conversation at one point with my father where he looked at me and he was like, "Be careful on Pornhub and the internet because you might see me there." And I don't know if he was fucking kidding or not. So that is a horrifying thought, and it really makes you afraid. You're like, what do I Google? What do I not Google? Is the question. Like, I know my dad's name. I've never Googled my dad's name out of fear of that. Yeah, because that's like a deeply insidious fear. It's like the idea that you might see your father in something that might be deemed naughty. And I love my dad. I don't want to see him any differently. One of the things about exclusively dating older women is that sometimes I end up being a parent figure. Some of my partners have had kids. One of my partners had a kid who was 13.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. But wait, there's more. He was 6 feet and 200 pounds. And all he wanted to do was fight me. They happened to come from a family of martial artists, and I was as well. And at one point, he convinces me, all right, I'm fine, I'll get in the ring with you. He says, whoever wins is the better fighter. And I was like, you go be all you can be. And right before the fight starts, my girlfriend pulls me aside, and she pulls both of us. She goes, all right, guys, let's have a wonderful fight. And then she looks at me and she says, you cannot, for the love of God, let him win. And I love kids. I love healthy competition. So in the spirit of being a good parent figure, I kicked his ass. I wish I could say I destroyed this little fucker, but he was a lot bigger than me, and he did a great job. At one point, my boss, who I love, he's one of the funniest people that I know, he had a baby. And I don't know much about babies. I don't like to hold them. I don't like the things that can happen. I can't smell very well, but I have a great imagination. But he had a baby. And so I finally called him and I was like, look, listen, Frank. I can't tell you anything about having a baby. But give it 10, maybe 12 years, you call me. I'll tell you anything you need to know about raising a teenager. What they like, what they don't like, how to talk to them. And his response was, Zakaya, I can't legally ask you to stop drinking and calling me at 1 a.m. But I would really, really appreciate it if you'd stop. And I told him, hey, listen, Frank, you just had a baby and it's 1 a.m. I know for a fact that you're not sleeping. That's all that I have for tonight, guys. Thank you.
Next up, we have a very funny comedian, and he recently dissed us for Albuquerque. But we're getting over it. You know why? Because we're making the comedy scene better here in Santa Fe. And we're making him regret moving to the fucking North Valley in Albuquerque. And as Nick Pelton put it, there is no North Valley in Albuquerque. There's nothing north about it, and there is no valley. But here he is. Trip Stelnicki, you guys, a local favorite. Give him a big round of applause. Woo!
I'm gonna do jokes. I don't know if you guys forgot about those. I did. I'm not gonna yell at you about my hotel room. Not wearing sunglasses either. So I don't know. We're just gonna... If my wife had alopecia and was fucking other dudes, I would not be so worried about the alopecia. On the list of things we don't talk about my wife, number one, we don't even say it. It's like the Dark Lord in Harry Potter. Don't even fucking say it. Number two, though, we can joke about. Number two, she is sucking dick all over town. I mean, she's sucking dick at the grocery store. She's sucking dick at the pharmacy. Who the fuck said the barbershop? Who the fuck? You can say whatever you want to my wife. She went to Valley High. She's been a teacher for 15 years. She'll fucking eat you. She'll eat your ass. Not in a nice way. I was at a bar with my girlfriend and her tab, she had the tab open because of gender equality, you know? And like anyone can open a tab, you know, I paid for it. But her tab was under Anna, that's her name. And the bartender was talking to me. She was like, what do you want? And I was like, I want this. And the bartender looked at Anna and was like, and Anna was like, and I was like, is this what it feels like to be a woman? Because I kind of love this. You know, I'm protected. And then that bartender roofied me. And I didn't write a punchline for that joke because I make 30% less. Yeah, that's my wife. I don't have a wife. I have a girlfriend. I call her my wife because who cares, right? She might as well be my wife. The only person who cares is my mom. My mom is like, you're so happy. And she's so great. What are you waiting for? I'm like, for something to go wrong, obviously. My mom was like, where'd you learn a thing like that? And I was like, I don't know, Mom. Haven't been able to trust Joy since Disneyland 2002. You and Dad were yelling so loud that Donald Duck had to break character. A lot of illusions were shattered that day. Yeah, I love my girlfriend. I love my girlfriend. She's where I come. I love my girlfriend. She's great. But there's a but. She does this thing where you guys know how to Google, right? You guys know how Google works. You type it in and then it's there and that's how life is, right? So my girlfriend, and she's great. I love her. What she does is she goes to the search bar, which you could just type it in. Like you could just type it in. But my girlfriend, and she's all right, you know. But she goes to that search bar and she types www.google.com. And then she hits it and she's fine. You know, I like her just fine. And then she arrives at the Google homepage, which there are people who work for Google. They don't even go to that page. They don't even know there's a homepage. My girlfriend's there. There's another search bar. And then she goes to that search bar. And do you feel how long this is taking? This is what it's like to live in my house. When I'm like, honey, is that Vietnamese place open on Monday? She's like, I'm on it. It'd be faster to go to Vietnam. It'd be faster to win a war in Vietnam. And she doesn't know what to type in either. You know how when you're Googling, you type in like big black cocks or whatever you guys type in? She types in like, dearest Google, I hope you've been doing well. Like there's pleasantries and shit. And by the time she's done, we're dead. I know this sounds like a silly thing to make a big deal out of, but knowing how to Google is important these days. If this was 100 years ago, and I was like, my wife doesn't know how to put a horseshoe on, you'd be like, oh my God, throw her in the river. She's useless. What do you need a wife for anyway? You have a horse. The horse is warm. Olden times were crazy. I would rather be dating a Republican than some. I know that sounds terrible, but say what you will about Republicans, and I know we all love our dads, but say what you will about Republicans, but they know how to fucking Google, okay? They're really good at Googling. They Google things all the time. They Google things like shitty podcasts, or like how to make transgender teenagers feel even worse. Oh look, a Dave Chappelle video. He's the only one of them that I like. And I don't mean comedians. Dave Chappelle started hating trans people once he got rich. I feel like I've never met a poor person who hates trans people. I've never met someone who's like, I hate how gender is fluid and riding the bus. It's Dave, the people who get so rich they don't know what problems are anymore, like Dave Chappelle and J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has more money than God. All she has to do is shut the fuck up forever. Instead, all day long, she's online going, you know who shouldn't have any rights? And we're all like, Slytherins? She's like, no! And we're like, oh man, I thought today maybe it would be Slytherins. And she's like, and another thing, Ron Weasley's a Capricorn. Oh, tell this woman to shut the fuck up! All right, that's it for me, guys. Keep it going for the rest of the day.
A very funny female. Thank God it's a fucking female. We need more female comedians. If any of you guys are in the crowd, you feel like you want to get up here and maybe just try one joke, that's fucking cool as shit. In the meantime, watch how this girl works it. Isabel Madley.
Yeah.
Oh, what up, everybody? Wait, somebody else left a Prosecco up here. That's dangerous. I know you're all thinking, who let the bumblebee fetishist up on stage? This is a look I like to call Sesame Street Walker. Yeah, I'm into Muppet play. I have a lot of things in common with the Sesame Street characters. I also live in squalor. I'm grouchy a lot of the time, and I'm surrounded by furry clowns. Okay, who here hates pictures of themselves? Who here hates looking at, thank God you're all normal. Awesome. If you ever want to step it up a notch, may I recommend watching a video of yourself crying? An actor, I had to record some self-tapes recently, and there is nothing to make you feel like more of a sociopath than recording a video of yourself crying. Multiple times. Over and over. I mean, it's a bizarre, it's completely insane. Like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm just full of shit. I just lie all the time. I try to manipulate other people into feeling a certain way, and if I've made someone cry, then I know I've done my job. Yeah. It pervades in your personal life too. I mean, regardless of whether you make money at it, because if we're being honest, if you say you're an actor, it really just means you're in the service industry and your parents still pay your cell phone bill. But even if you don't make money from it, it worms its way in, right? Like I go to therapy because of course I do. And occasionally in therapy, I'm worried, like, what if I'm such a good actor, I'm actually fooling my therapist into thinking I'm okay? Or like fooling myself, right? Because I don't know if you guys have ever been to therapy, but I have never had a therapy appointment fall on a day where I feel that I need therapy. It's a cardinal rule of therapy. You're never gonna have an appointment the same day you have a nervous breakdown, right? Like your head might be about to explode, you're standing in line at Trader Joe's and you're contemplating in great detail how to murder everyone in front of you in the checkout line. And then you go in the next day and they're like, how are you doing? And you're like, I'm fine. How are you? Right? Yeah. And then the worst is I'm a comedian, so I find myself doing bits for my therapist. And it's not like I'm trying to make them laugh. But if I do, if you make your therapist laugh, like, oh shit, oh my God, what a sweet release. Like there should be a special prize given to people who make their therapists laugh. It's not a prize you should want to win, but it's just a little acknowledgement, just something to put the fun in dysfunction, just a little something. And then can you guys imagine dating an actor? Talk about a fucking red flag. Holy shit. Can you imagine? First of all, they're always worried about their appearance. They're asking you about how to cultivate their brand. They need constant reassurance and constant validation. Thank you. It's written down in my notes. I just forgot the word. Thank you. You're having an argument. You're wondering if the emotions they're exhibiting are real. They're crying, they're apologizing, but a little too well. Like they're a really pretty crier. That's a red flag right there. Like they've been practicing too much, right? They always make you read scenes with them and they always get to read a role like beautiful woman, number 1. And you always have to read the role of constipated rapist or something like that. Fucking actors. I mean, literally, fucking actors. Like, that's the worst. Because as an actor, I'm constantly wondering, am I overdoing it? Am I being too dramatic? Am I like hamming it up too much? You might pull like an American Psycho and just fully make eye contact with yourself in the mirror while you're having sex, just because you're curious about what kind of faces you're making. You have the urge to make a sex tape, but only because you want to review the footage and take notes on your performance. Yeah, that's what we live with. I don't want anyone to be self-unconscious about sex noises, though, because we all make really fucking weird noises during sex, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean we're faking it. It doesn't mean we're full of shit, because sometimes the dick is so good, it's got you sounding like the Dune soundtrack. Dune joke. Side note, to the producers of Dune, just because it is a story about white colonialists taking advantage of a desert people does not mean the music needs to sound like the Middle East. Dune takes place in space. In the future, the music could sound like whatever you want it to be, but no, because there's brown people and piles of sand, it has to sound like Desert Storm the opera. Get it together, Hans Zimmer. Do better. All right, what was I talking about? Acting. Okay, this is my last thing. Acting. Funny thing about acting for me is I actually am terrible at hiding my feelings in real life. I think I'm a pretty good actor, but in real life, it doesn't happen. And I think that's because I'm not on the clock. Right? Like, oh, you want me to pretend like I'm fine? You want me to act like everything's okay? Fuck you. I'm not getting paid for this shit. I don't have the energy for this. Oh, and I'm sure all you guys want me to end on a big laugh. Well, fuck you. I'm not at work. Fuck you all. All right, that's all I got.
Thank you as well, and you guys, we're up for another Wayward comedy show. We're going to be at Tumbleweed April 9th. Isabel Mathley's going to be there.
No, I'm not.
I thought you were hosting.
I have to be honest.
Just kidding.
I'll be hosting the next one.
Just kidding. Never mind. Don't
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. And next on our list, we're going to go into uncharted waters. I don't know this person, but he has a really cool name, Charles Armito.
Oh my God.
Is that you? Oh. He's taking off his jacket, you guys. He's pulling back his hair. He's pulling up his sleeves.
Oh, I know my terrible hair. You guys are awesome people, and it made me laugh my ass off. So, first time, where to go with this? Same thing.
First time.
That's all. I had a watch that went with this little gold dingle dinger here, and I show up and we saw like these classy people from New York and Chicago. And wow, this guy must be a baller. I'm like, fuck no, dude, this shit Walmart, $8. Fucking all day. And I'm like, what? Really? Dude, we knew it. And I love my stand-up comedy. You guys have me up for sketches. I should have done a little bit of homework before I came up in here. One for lights. Anyways, all right. So I've been thinking, how am I gonna entertain you guys for 5 minutes? While I'm up here the first time. I said it's Mexico, man. Like, show up, do what you do. What? I mean, I had no one-liners, no Benihanas, nothing lined up. I'll tell you what's funny. Walking downtown Santa Fe, trying to scare everybody, acting towards each other, and at the end of the day, they don't know who has everybody else's backs and stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I gotta speak into it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm a virgin. My bad.
Mike's like dicks.
Well, do I lick the tip?
A little bit.
Usually I'm on the opposite side of this shit.
It's the end of COVID. You can lick the shit out of it.
No. All right, man. You guys have me up in stitches for real. You comedians for real. That was the stuff. I'm actually freaking glad that Will Smith slapped the shit out of freaking Chris Rock. Messing with this freaking
being rude.
White dude. Yeah, exactly, bro. You can't be rude.
Yeah, it's
just be real and just be funny. So fly off the top of the handle, right?
It was a stunt.
A total stunt. Exactly, right? Everything's built up like this. The stuff, I work in the movie industry, so like the stuff with Alec Baldwin and all that, if you didn't know anything about that, they went on strike before that to get like more money for New Mexico. And 2 weeks later, this Alec Baldwin stuff happened. I knew that was Hollywood doing this and that. There was nothing funny about that except people going after their money, but whatevs. So, Chris and I should have had at least like 5 one-liner Benihanas lined up for you guys. But I don't know. Let's see.
Let's act it out. Let's act it out.
Let's act it out, right? Exactly.
I'll try 1 or 2 of your lines.
You ever? Yeah, I bet. All right. So how you? Oh, too many. Like crowd in here.
Too many
man.
minutes.
Yeah, too many minutes. Too many Mexican jokes. Sorry, guys. It might not be that much funny, but I got a little bit in here. You signed me up for this.
Funny
you guys
looking.
funny looking. Yeah, exactly. All right. You guys want to talk about some hairstyles? What's up with this, yo? What's up with that, dog? You gotta be a rock star and freaking live your life every day, just the proudest, and do whatever you need to, bro. Freaking make it happen. Look at that. It look like freaking, what's his name from Doc from Back to the Future is what girls tell me. The end of the night, they'd be like, oh yeah, you got a smooth back fucking hairstyle. You look so fucking cool and cash. And the other night, like, why the fuck you think I'm wearing a hat? They'd be like, yeah, your hair looks like shit. So, those are my homegirls. They tell me straight, real for real. You're right. I mean, it's yeah, what do you gotta do with this crowd? Look at all you guys. I got professional comedians up in here. I don't even know what to do, but you fly up the top of the handle in front of your friends, which I might consider some of you guys.
Better than Spirit Airlines.
Why couldn't I? Well, yeah, if I could have Spirit here, he would. Oh. Boy, that boy would tear it up, dog. Come on, man. All right. Night. What I say, I got the stage crush, but that's all right. How about I spit a little rap for you? A little bit of some thug rap for you. And I ain't gonna spit no crap for you. I keep it real cool back when I do. With my fucking cool hat when I cock it back. I fucking don't be messing with none now. Fucking whack ass on. Yeah, I just bring it back with this quick spin shit. Drop it back. Chill a little bit legit. I'm fucking Charlie. I'm from fucking San Fran. A little bit gnarly, but I don't got nothing to say. I gotta do a hip hop on a comedy Def Jam when I don't still stop. It's alright. I ain't got no jokes for y'all. I should have had these coming like a comedy ball.
Alright, guys, give a big round of applause for Charles from Nape. Alright, I think you had like the Christopher Lloyd hair going on, like Back to the Future, 1980s. Alright. I'm not gonna lie, I can be bribed. You guys, this next lady, very funny lady, Holly Beck, come on up.
Hi, great. I think perhaps not the best choice for someone who's an introvert with social anxiety, especially the week after the Oscars. Anybody else have anxiety?
Yeah.
If you don't have anxiety, I need to ask you, do you live in this world? Right? I mean, wages are stagnant, gas prices are rising, food costs like ridiculous amounts, the Kardashians keep producing, Antarctica is melting, war is looming. These are dire times. I've been watching this conflict with Russia and the Ukraine, and if there's one thing that's apparent to me watching Zelensky, defend his country, it's that, yeah, right? It's that, we need a youthful president. Someone with energy, vigor, vitality, someone who can run. Because let's face it, Joe Biden's not running anywhere. If Putin and a bunch of neo-Nazis, Republicans, roll up to the White House lawn, what is he going to do? Push the button on his first response? Call 911? 911, what's your emergency? Putin's on my lawn. I'm sorry, someone's pooping on your lawn? Personally, I wanted Bernie Sanders to take the nomination and win the presidency. Bernie doesn't give a fuck. If the U.S. was under siege from Russia and D.C. was being taken over, Bernie would be in the mix of it. he'd be out there in his winter coat, full of Molotov cocktails, because it's practical, it has a lot of pockets. And as he's tossing his cocktails, he would be like, I must tell you once again that I need you to get the fuck out. Throwing, bombs made out of hand-knit mittens that came from teachers in a New Hampshire prison. He's an OG. That's the kind of energy you need, right? Not a retired Mr. Rogers who doesn't know where he put his shoes and sweaters. What else is in the news? Florida and Don't Say Gay. So as a queer woman, it really breaks my heart that anyone at any time has to deny their existence. And the fact that, politicians decide this stuff is just crazy to me because, a lot of them themselves are like closeted gay, which is crazy. And Florida, the fact that this is all happening in Florida is kind of funny because there's so many bigger things to worry about, like hurricanes and alligators and sharks and Burmese pythons and way too many boomers. So that state's just a perpetual nightmare. Even Disney is trying to walk back, their support of Don't Say Gay, because now they've pissed off all their gay employees. And I find that situation amazingly ironic, because there's nothing queer about a theme park where the mascot is a naked mouse with a high-pitched voice wearing a bow tie. Or the fact that his best friend is a pantsless duck wearing a sailor suit shirt. Or that their neighbor is a non-binary character. Is it a dog? Is it human? Nobody fucking cares. If anything, Disney should fully lean in. They should create a whole queer adult theme park, right? So instead of It's a Small World, after all, it's a ride where we're mostly queer, after all. And instead of going through all these lands with children from different cultures, we're learning about all the animal species that practice queerness. And then you go to the Queer Eye Castle. And it's made out of shipping containers, and Bobby redecorates a room every day. And the cafe menu has been cultivated lovingly by Anthony and Neon. And then, you go in the gift shop, and it's all photos of Tan and his infant wearing the designer Disney line. And Jonathan Van Ness in a town comes up and hugs you, and then tells you which of his hair products you need to buy before you leave. And then ushers you over to Karamo, and you're getting your photo taken, and of course you're crying because he just looked you in the eyes and told you how much you deserve to be validated and loved. Then you can go and savor a pink butter box at the magical world of Janelle Monáe. They take a simulated ride on Brokeback Mountain, and you can all use your imagination for that one. And at the end of it, at the end of the day, everybody converges on Rainbow Street, USA, and there's a parade. And at the end of it is this slope that's decorated like a 1970s gymnasium. And there's Goofy and Donald and Mickey dressed as the village people. And they're singing YMCA with Billy Porter. Now that's a theme park worth $100. You can find me at thehollybeck.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. She was fucking awesome. Oh my god, I hope you come back. That was amazing. It kind of went over 5 minutes, but I was like, I don't want to tell you to get off because she fucking rocks. On that note, let's welcome an Albuquerque favorite. A very interesting guy, very, very, very funny. If he's in here somewhere, Angel Lopez. Oh, there you are. Look at Nisha.
Woo-hoo! What's up, everybody? Come on, no, come on. Thank you. Jesus. All right, let's get this party started. All the ladies in the house say hey. All the racists in the house say hey. Wait, what? What the fuck was that? What? Oh my god, I'm in Santa Fe and you guys are out. Jesus Christ. That's so bad.
I'm a Mexican though, so I get this all the time. They always call me a racist. I can't even say what 3 times in Spanish. There you go, people. I didn't say it, he did. No. It's not as bad as you think though, okay? Anybody that says white power doesn't even have white teeth. It's retarded, I swear. So I just turned 22, 10 years ago. I'm at that age now where I just Google dumb stuff. Like I'm just Googling the dumbest shit. Like I'll Google like how to be a superhero, how to sell my semen, or like how to get a job. I'm just Googling dumb shit. Just trying to get everything taken care of. So I like Santa Fe because there's so much like thrift stores and you can always go buy some cool like antique stuff. Anybody else into that? Yeah, right, some cool antique stuff. I go to the thrift, I go to the thrift store just to find single moms. What can I say? It's not that bad. I also like to go to the strip clubs just so I can feel the baby kick. Looking for single moms. Not in Santa Fe, that's for sure. Not in Santa Fe. They're done. They're done. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have 4 years of military service. Give it up for me, 4 years. JROTC with the shit. Turned me into the man you see today. Strong, independent, single, whatever. They dress us up as pickles every Wednesday. It's fucking horrible. It was so bad. Oh. I remember when I saw my first penis. JROTC was the shit. Turned me into the man you see today. Strong, independent, single, whatever. You guys, I'm not that pathetic. Jesus Christ. It's horrible. Yeah, what can I say, buddy? What can I say? I try my best up here. Has anybody ever dated anybody they don't like? No, not for a long time or anything, just for like 3 years. Oh. We just didn't have the same things in common. Like, look at me, I'm a nerd. I like anime and video games, and she's into men. Whatever. Okay, she always used to tell me, she's like, you need to have higher expectations. You need to do better. So I dated her older sister. That chick was into anime. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So I actually am a big anime nerd. My mom always tells me all the time, she's like, you need to stop watching Pokemon. That's stupid. You need to catch a job, not catch them all. 865 Pokemon is a job, Mom. Like, what did she do? 4 kids? Whatever. I can do that right now. That's how easy that is. 676 Pokemon. That shit's hard as fuck. Still haven't got there. So I have a girlfriend who used to always tell me when it was that time of the month that we couldn't have sex. She was like, Aunt Flo's in town. Right? But aren't us as men kind of like a little like, we want to insist on sex without sounding like an asshole? Right? But this is the best way to do it. If Aunt Flo's in town, make sure to mention Uncle BJ. That's just the easiest way to do it. That's super simple. I did that. Any applause break is good for me right now. I don't give a fuck. That's how good that is. Oh man. So I don't know if you know this, but every time that I've actually tried to be a musician, I'm like, oh man, I want to be a great famous musician. But I am a famous musician stuck in a local musician's body. That's like everybody in Santa Fe. Every artist in Santa Fe. I feel you. All right, I'm gonna end on this one. This is my last joke. I want to be the first binary code rapper. I want to rap in ones and zeros. You guys want to hear my stuff? Okay, but I need your guys' help though. I need you guys to give me a beat. Let's do this. 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 1. When I say 0, you say 1 0 0. When I say 0, you say 1 1 0 0. What? What? That was horrible. Oh my god. No coders in the room at all. No coders. I don't know if you guys know this. The best part about all of this is that song is called 9 Mil. It's about the streets, it's about the struggles, and it's about coming to Santa Fe and having a good time. You guys are awesome. Look me up on Newsby TV, everybody. Peace.
All right, you guys, give a big round of applause for Angel, an Albuquerque favorite. And up next is one of his sidekicks, Delay McCall. Come on down. Your name has been called. Make us laugh. Make us laugh. You can do it. Give her a warm welcome, you guys. I think this is the first time. Okay. Just kidding.
It's actually my good time, but it's like impressive. So
Who's counting? Who's counting?
So who's ready to hear about white people problems?
Yay!
All the other comedians did that. I'm not going to do that anymore. Yes, I'm a redhead, and when I was growing up, I was like, you know what? I want to be like Ginger Spice, sexy and talented. But instead, I got more of like the Wendy's girls look, and so did my thighs. Also, if anybody needs a Frosty, I'll be out in the parking lot later. What's up, guys? So anybody get really hammered here and like wake up with like random bruises all over their bodies? Wow. The most boring people all came into the same room. This is crazy. No, it just makes me miss my ex-boyfriend. It's fine.
I miss him too.
So my friend asked me, he's like, did you go to college? And I'm like, no. He's like, are you sure? I know. It's like really hard to believe I didn't get a softball scholarship or have any lesbian experience yet. I have one. And I get these questions all the time. Like a complete stranger was like, are you a swimmer? And I'm like, so, apparently I have swimmer shoulders.
Yeah.
It's like, no, lady, my family has been bred over generations doing manual labor to get these bad boys. Okay? So, I started dating someone recently.
Damn it.
It's fresh and new. And you know how like 3 weeks in, you're not really coming? It's like, dude, if this conversation drops off, this will end abruptly. Okay? Because little known fact, if you make me come, I will financially support you for way too long. And per white woman tradition, I'll trap you in a pregnancy, right? Yeah. And that's all I have, guys. Have a good night.
All right, you guys, let's keep it going. We have a very famous local favorite. Let's give it up for Corey Herrera. Thank you very much for being here.
Ooh, dude, this microphone smells like weed. What the fuck? Yeah. I must be in Santa Fe. What's up, guys? You guys good or what? Kind of sounds like the or what crowd. What's up, man? I feel like I need to wear a hat to fit in this group, you know? What's up, man? How are you? You good? Yeah? What's your name, bro?
Charles Arvivo, I just logged in my first night.
I'm sorry, I just asked for the name, brother. What was the name again, man?
Charles Arvivo, man.
Charles Armijo, man. There's too many words, dude. I'm sorry. It's not very coherent. I understand. It's just a nice hat. I need to get one of those. What's that?
I said, what's your lifetime?
Yeah, okay. All right, come on. Thought there'd be some comedy there, but that's fine. Hey, guys in the back, you guys good or what? All right, man. That's a nice watch you got there, sir.
Which one?
You're playing for a crowd for one, sir. That's a very nice watch. What kind of watch is it, man? A Mavado?
Yeah.
That was my cousin's Indian name, man. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that is, dude. It's good to be here. So, more context. I am Native American. Give it up for me, right? Please don't move. That's offensive, you know. I always know when I come into Santa Fe because people come up and be like, "Hey, are you still selling?" You know. It's like, how dare you assume I'm selling jewelry just because I'm Native, right? I work in Albuquerque. I'm trying to get rid of this meth real quick, you know. Buy something or get out of the alley, you know. I got a turquoise necklace on. You guys like it? It's very nice, right? Yeah, it's authentic turquoise, man. Got it from a Filipino guy, right? Traded it for some meth, you know. So a big part of being Native or being a person of color is just answering stupid questions that people ask you, you know. I was walking down Santa Fe today, this lady approached me, and I knew she was going to say something weird because she was wearing turquoise too, you know? She felt like she bought it from my cousin or some shit, right? So she came up to me and was like, "Hey, sir, how are you doing?" I was like, "Don't say how, that's offensive." It's like, really? It's like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm doing good. How are you, you know? That's what she asked me. She's like, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah, go for it." And then she was all, I don't know if I should say this. I'm like, "Bro, just pause it real quick. If you have to open with that to a complete stranger, don't ask the question, you know?" Like, go ahead and ask your question. This is what she asked me. This is a true story. She asked me, "Do you sit Indian style?" It's like, a lady, everything I do is Indian style, okay? That's right, man. You got no choice in the matter, you know? All right. To be fair to her, though, she did have a strong follow-up. She's like, "How do you celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day?" I was like, all right, that's a good question, you know? I never really got asked that in my life, so I don't know if you guys know, but we don't celebrate Columbus Day here in New Mexico. We celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. You guys know that? Oh, man. I'm gonna celebrate some fucking European on his yacht, you know? Hitchhiking on the open ocean. Typical man, didn't ask for directions, you know? What's going on back there? Yeah, interesting. What's that going? Hey, Tomas. Hey, Tomas. Tomas.
And Felix.
This is your conscience talking to you right now. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. So, I recently got sober. Very recently, this bartender just cut me off, you know? In a very enlightening 5 minutes, right? So I'm worried about you guys. Whenever I come to Santa Fe, I notice that a bunch of you guys have dream catchers in your rearview mirrors. Just FYI, you probably shouldn't be sleeping while you're driving, okay? Get some native friends that'll save your life, you know? Yeah. So I'm planting again. It's starting to be planting season. I planted some fingerling potatoes next to some palm trees, you know? I'm going to grow a fist. That's what I'm trying to do, you know? They say cleanliness is close to godliness, unless you're an atheist and you just don't believe your hands are dirty, right? I was having breakfast the other day. I was making malto meal, you know? On the directions it says, stir until you reach your desired thickness, right? So I was stirring it for 4 days, you know? The thickness I desire is a Latina woman. With at least 3 kids with 3 different fathers, you know? That is the thickness I desire. I was thinking about getting highlights in my hair so I can remember where to comb, you know? I feel like every mechanic I've ever been to is racist. I've been to about 18, they say the exact same thing, you know? This engine needs some work. I have 8 to 5, everybody. I was walking down Santa Fe in the plaza. I saw a man juggling balls, you know? I said, put your pants on, sir. That's a little inappropriate. I used to work in a nonprofit, or actually work in nonprofits, and it lives up to its name because I haven't made profit since I started, you know? I worked with a nonprofit organization that gave henna tattoos to the elderly because they're not going to be here forever, you know? I was the first in my family to graduate. Give it up for me, right? I graduated from Head Start, you know. For white people, that's preschool. I got my diploma right next to my macaroni art, right? I was going to school for a while. I was going to get a Bachelor of Science, but then it occurred to me that when I graduate, I will have a giant BS right next to my name, and I feel like I lose all credibility, you know? All right, I'll finish with this one. So I used to you do odd jobs when you're going to school. I used to be a stripper for diabetics, you know? My stage name was Sweet and Low, right? After the show, we do shots of insulin together, right? All right, that's my time. Thank you guys so much for your work.
All right, we just have a few more comedians left, you guys. Hang in there. This next guy, I don't know too much about him, but he seems like a really nice guy. Come on up, K2.
I haven't had this many people eagerly awaiting to see what comes out of my mouth since I opened up my OnlyFans account. Feel free to look me up on there, Puking Punch 69. All right, now that the self-deprecation and sexual deviancy is out of the way. Anyone here a fan of Lord of the Rings? Yeah, nerds. I was having a conversation with a dear friend of mine the other day, and I love Lord of the Rings myself as well. But I was kind of thinking things over, and it's kind of like the whitest movie series that I've ever seen. Like, and the other person's like, wait a minute, there's so much diversity in there. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Here, let me go over it. So you've got white people. You've got white people with pointy ears. You have short white people. You have short white people with beards. Short white people with big feet. You've got white people with the pointy ears who got evil. You've got the just plain ugly white people. And then last but not least, you have the magic white people that when they die, they get whiter. By the way, Madeline, I was a big fan of your cartoon series. So I'm sure you guys, as well as me, have definitely heard more than enough about the whole Oscars slap situation. I am under the same persuasion, but why don't we have a twist on the situation? I've seen enough people out there saying, why don't we get out there and just eat the rich? You know, if this was headlined a different way, it would have been millionaire slaps another millionaire. And everyone would have been like, oh, I want to see that. Where's that happening? Please. You got the YouTube? TikTok? Come on. So, I suggest we put these guys together for a boxing competition. See what kind of money we can raise for some good shit charity. I don't give a fuck. And we title it using some of their movie characters. So, you know, you start off and it's like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome today. You have heard some of the greatest boxing matches of all time. You've heard of Floyd Mayweather versus just, yeah, you've heard it all. Come down to the new competition that we have. We've got in this corner, Ali versus Pookie. New Jack City? No? Okay. It's all good. Sorry, I'm not used to lasting this long. I expected to have a little bit less time. I end up finishing a little bit early. I know that's a fact, but oh, we forgot to don't put me under pressure like that.
Go boy.
You're friends with actors, you can feel it.
Unfortunately, I've already blown my load for the night, so I don't think I can go much further than that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is
Start throwing some axes and I might get wet. All right, next up, last of the night. I love him dearly. I think I told you already, like 2 hours ago, he has a really big dick. I heard, I don't know. This is what I heard. It's gonna be a small town, but here he comes, Brian Brett, you guys. No pressure.
Dang, be here. It's after 10 p.m. Where are your illegitimate children at? Hey, y'all in the back, both sides, the gentlemen. I will be speaking about many of your girlfriends tonight. Hi. If you feel so called to smack, please wait until after the show. I want to know what Kevin Hart has to say about Chris Rock and Will Smith. You know what I mean? Before I make fun of Will Smith's bald wife, I want to know what Kevin Hart has to say, you know what I mean? G.I. Jane is generous. She looked like Willow got bit by a cobra, and the venom was never removed. Sometimes I sit on the toilet when I don't need to go to the bathroom for a different perspective. I'm so broke. My check engine light doesn't work. I'm so broke. I ask homeless people for cigarettes. I'm so broke. I sell my wife food stamps. I have a sliceable neck. I don't know.
Do tell.
I will no longer be speaking to people born before the internet. Except myself. And Tammy, you're cool. Facebook doesn't know me at all. And I attribute that to Mark Zuckerberg thinking about what he's going to say next every time I was truly opening up about myself. Also, whoever got off the elevator at the 9th floor and walked up to the 10th so they didn't have to ride with me alone, that was super hot. DM. Esther. Coke her. Now, somebody please. Coke her now. Her last name is Coker. Her last name is Coker. Esther, thank you for saying Brian's dick. Those words together like that. That meant a lot. My dick is longer than the iPhone 8. In the OtterBox. Barely pressed up against my grind fat. Plus size models. Fired for being too fat. I have an opportunity. My therapist asked me to go to mortgage counseling with her. That's real. It happened this morning. Diana, I love you. I want to make a baby and find the best loans for each of us. No, my insurance hasn't changed. See you next week. Thank you guys. I'm Brian Brett.
All right, you guys, this is Wayward Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, Chili Lime Brewery. Please sign up, even if it's just one joke. All right, come up here, give it a try. You'll love it. It's awesome. Oh, okay. We got one more. One more. You guys ready to like rock out with your socks out? All right. Something like that. Do you want to get up here and do it? Next week, 8 o'clock. You'll be that guy. All right, here we go. One more. And in case you guys don't know, we have another Tumbleroot show coming up, April 9th. Come join us. $5. It's not much. Bring your friends. Show your support. Do a little laughing. And then April 1st, this Friday, we have a Wayward sketch comedy show coming up tonight at Santa Fe Improv, Jean Cocteau, 8 o'clock. April Fools. Just kidding. Santa Fe Improv, April 1st. Here you go.
Just kidding. Yay. I wasn't booted. I have PTSD from getting booted for, I don't know, maybe getting too funny. I got on stage in my hometown, open mic in Hilo, Hawaii, with some pretty badass tights on. And I had just prepared, it was Pride weekend, and so I wrote my first gay jokes. It was a tranny joke, which I told last week, and I hate repeating my jokes, but sometimes, you blew a tranny, so you couldn't get here, or at least you had to walk in the last part. Anyhow, I'm glad I didn't get booted. And I was like, oh man, she booted me. It was because that was offensive. I'm really touchy about, doing anything about race or sex or gender. I don't like offending people, but that's weird. You're supposed to offend people a little bit in life. I learned that lesson when I went to jail for the first night for throwing a banana peel at Dave Chappelle. So, nonetheless, I don't want to tell that story as much as I like telling that story. Like, I don't like when a comedian just gets up and starts telling stories. They take too long. So I prepared some one-liners because I know that hits fast, right? So I was doing my prep. You might have thought I was late, and maybe that's why I didn't get on the list. If you're like, she might have called me, and I'm in the bathroom taking my extended nervous shit. Sometimes I'm not even taking a shit. I'm just in there. I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta get my shit together. Usually I lose my notes, and the only thing left is toilet paper. So I'm there, and I just like write them down. So I prepared a couple of one-liners, but I ended up doing them all. So somebody like me. That one person. All it takes is one person. Anyways, to keep me going. I brought a little thing for my nervousness, and it's a dolphin in a box. Let's see if it works real quick. I'm trying to integrate my DJ act with my comedy show. Basically, it's a dolphin in a box, and I'm a lesbian dolphin in a man's body, often in a bear suit, so we get along really well. Anyways, moving on. I definitely want to talk about the Oscars, but that shit's a racist, and I don't do racist shit. Moving on, yeah, I'd like to talk about Dave Chappelle too, but that's just racist too. Not me, not him. I don't like bigots or racists or racist jokes or bigots. And if you get up here and you're on stage and you get to your racist bigotry, and I don't care if you're holding a mic, I got something in my pocket to throw at you, whether it's a banana peel or whatever. I brought a rose that was rotten and tampons tonight, but nobody bombed that bad. So awesome. Like, big ups everybody, especially my bro, first timer here. We got a virgin at the mic. Yeah, Chuck D. Even with the cheese, dude, the Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, fuck yeah. One line at a time. Do you want a one-liner? I'll give you one. I'll give you one one-liner. Okay, all right. All right, and this one is really close to home because it's very much like me. I am a hippie. So, what do hippies and herbies have in common? They're impossible to get rid of. Just like me. Anyway. Namaste. Somewhere else. Anyways. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't need nothing. I don't need anything. It's just whatever you got extra, maybe your couch. Anyway. Alright. Back to what it's all about. Yeah. Keep on dancing. I have memory issues. And so naturally I forget. Okay. You want to hear my memory joke? Yeah. Oh, forgot it. Anyways, I got an ADD joke that I could never finish. I'm working on my procrastination joke, and that one's really good. I'll get around to telling it. Anyway.
The dolphin.
Anyway. So yeah, I will tell a little bit. It's been a rough week. This is my second open mic and second time here. Very grateful to be here. This place is amazing. This crowd is way easy. Like nonetheless, you know, there's not a lot of haters in this room, and that's really helpful.
There's some haters though.
There's always haters. Always haters. Nonetheless, big up to Chili's and the people here. So, but I came in from I live in Villanueva, so it's a long ways away. And I recently discovered there's no buses there. So I got a ride here last week in the Flash. It's a true story. I got a ride here last week and then found out there's no buses to where I live. So and
Someone will give him a ride.
Do you know Emmett McKinley? He lives in Villanueva.
not yet.
There's your ride, bro.
Not yet. You want to give me a ride? You want to give me a ride? No, I dumpstered a bicycle, you know, because I mean I'm homeless in Santa Fe now. So like I built a yurt, you know, nice little yurt out of a hotel umbrella, tablecloths, and I dumpstered a fucking bike. Going home, yeah, it's been good. I've been living the ghetto fabulous life. I got my mansion. I'm right next to the fire department. I figured if I'm gonna have fires, I might as well be next to them. You know, boom, working out. They're pretty cool. I love them. Anyways, I honestly, the first night was really rough. It was cold as fuck, and it actually resulted in a relapse of crystal meth, which sucks. But when you don't have a hotel room or a place to stay, it's like it's the option, and it's illegal to sleep. It's fucking illegal to sleep in this country, and the gaslighting police probably selling crystal meth. And I swear they cut that shit with cops. Because every time you do that shit, everything turns into a cop. And then a sex toy later. Anyways, I quit that after I saw a friend. I hadn't seen a friend. I hadn't seen her in 10 years. And I saw her at the zombie apocalypse level. And I was like, girl, that is shit. It's like, I'll fuck up. But it's weird when you're around other people fucking up. Suddenly it's just like, I'm going to do better at fucking up. And I'm cut. I'm done. Anyways, all right. I realize I'm not a drug addict. I'm a sex addict. So I went to Sex Anonymous with a mask on and no pants, but the only girl that got my number was the cop that was taking my fingerprints.
That's hot. That's really hot. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This was an awesome night, Wayward Wednesdays. If you guys are ever interested, please come up, even if it's just for one joke.
What time did it start?
8 o'clock.
I live across the street.
Yeah, so like you can sign up at 7:30, and then we say 8 o'clock, but that really means 8:15 because that's like stoner time. You know, like, but we'll start at 8:15 every Wednesday night, and you guys come up, give it a try. Sign up at 7:30. I take bribes if you want to go sooner. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Yeah, please join us and then April 9th, Wayward Comedy has a show at Tumblr. And this Friday at April 1st, April Fool's Day, we're at the Santa Fe Improv. We're opening up with some sketches. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Drive safe. Tip your bartenders. Thank you, Wayward Brewery. And JD, we really appreciate it. You guys rock.